Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Collective Guidance Tarot. I hope that you guys are doing fantastic and that you are safe. I just woke up from a nap. I knocked off at half past 4. I usually knock off at 4:30. Then I took a nap because I was extremely tired. So I woke up like a few minutes ago. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. The other day I wanted to do a live and not a lot of people joined in. So that wasn't planned well. So hopefully in the future soon, probably over the weekend, I can like do that. So I'm just trying to mentally prepare myself for that because it's something that I haven't done before, but I'm still going to do that. I just don't know how I'm going to do it, but I think the original idea that I had is going to work. So yeah, a lot has been happening in my life, and I think I did give you guys a little bit of that on the last reading that I did, but so far everything is great. I am in high spirit. I feel great, and I felt like doing a reading. So we are going to look at why Meghan Markle lost the Netflix deal. So yeah, and it's crazy how when the news made headlines, it wasn't Harry, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle lost the Netflix deal. It was just Meghan Markle. But anyways, let us begin. So if you hear any noise in the background, that is because I have my heater on because it's cold. It's winter in South Africa. But yeah, anyways, let us begin. So I'll be using the archetypes, the well-known archetypes, as well as the original tarot deck is okay. Eros and the empty room. Okay, so Eros is sexuality, seduction, sex, money, materialism. So, and then the empty room. So at the empty room is someone who's starting all over again. It's starting afresh. The room is empty, so you have to fill it in with new things. So yeah, let's pull tarot cards and see the messages that come out. So I think if we pull more tarot, okay, yeah, hey, this is not looking good. So a victory, the 6 of Wands coming out in reverse. So this is a victory card. This is someone that just came back from a battle, and he's coming. It's like a coming home, but then it's not victorious. It's like going to a battle and then coming back, but you have lost the battle. So with these 4 cards, with the 3 of Swords clarifying Eros and the 6 of Wands clarifying the empty room. Let me just quickly switch off the heater. So with Eros and the 3 of Swords, so I'm getting an energy that this is someone that for her to get this deal, because remember we are asking about the deal. You know, there was an exchange of some sort, or there were promises that were made. Because if you remember with the Disney deal that she did, that was not something that she got on her own. Basically, Harry had to speak to I think it was the Disney executive or something in order for her to get that. But here with swords, with the 3 of Swords, which is heartbreak, cheating, infidelity, as well as the sexuality card is not always good. I am getting that maybe there was an exchange that is not known. So in order for her to get this deal, some exchange was made. And the reason why it's coming out as the 3 of Swords, it's because that exchange involves a third person who was not supposed to be in this marriage, because this is a marriage between 2 people. So because this is sexuality, basically like sex, sexuality, Yeah, you guys, materialism, as you can see, like diamonds, and this is something that she's known for. She doesn't really get things on her own. It's always an exchange with her where, she has to give something in order to get something. And there was a promise that something would be done, things would happen, which was that they would bring in content. She was going to create this amazing content, basically fill this empty room. However, with the victory card, because this is someone that is coming back from a battle, so this card ties back to the past. And with the empty room, so she thought that when she moved back to America, to the United States, she was reinventing herself. She was creating this picture that no one has ever seen before, basically filling this new empty room with new things that people have never seen before. But what she failed to realize is that with the Netflix shows that they wanted her to do, there had to be a coherent story where they have to say, okay, this is the beginning of Meghan's story. This is where she started. These are her parents. This is her family. How did she get to this point where she ends up marrying, this prince? And I think that's why the Six of Wands card is coming out here, because it ties in with the past and the present. So she thought that she could get to the present, fill this new empty room with, her new self, and not have to look back at the past. But what she miscalculated, because if you look at shows that are done on Netflix for celebrities, about celebrities, there has to be a coherent story. Even her friend Oprah Winfrey, like if you follow Oprah Winfrey's story, it's coherent. It matches. There are events that make sense. So with her story didn't really make sense, and a lot of things were being questioned in the process of creating these shows that she was trying to create with Netflix. And because of that, they saw this as a risk. Like it was like, but how are we selling this story if it doesn't even make sense in to begin with? Because if you look at Prince, if you look at Catherine, for example, she has a past. Before she met William, she had a past, and you can't erase that part. If you look at Princess Diana, she had a past before she was, Princess Diana. So with her, things were not making sense. And how do you tell a story where there are certain there are certain parts that are missing? So I think that's where this lack of victory card comes in. It didn't make sense because certain stories about her don't make sense. And if you're telling a documentary or if you're doing a show about someone's life, there has to be people from their past, even if like it's not a lot of people from their past, but at least there has to be a few people from their past that can basically tell the story. Oh yeah, we knew this person, so and so, we grew up with her, this is the type of person that she is. If they're saying that Meghan has always been an activist, someone has to give back up to that. If I'm sure you guys have seen how shows, like if you're giving a profile about someone, the story has to make sense. So what Netflix realized is that there were missing pieces to a story. They can't just focus on, oh yeah, she married a prince and then she moved to the US. They can't always focus on the royal family, the sub story that she wanted to tell about the royal family. The story had to start somewhere. So I think that's where there were holes in her story. And with the empty room as well, I think that's where they realized that this person basically has nothing to offer. She's trying to reinvent herself, and she's using your Netflix, your Spotify, Oprah to basically reinvent herself. She's trying to erase a part of her life, and that is suspicious. And as movie executive, as creative executives, they want the stuff that you want to erase, because that's the stuff that's going to bring in the viewers. So they realized that she basically, what she was going to try and sell to them is something that is already there. It's nothing new. No one really knows about Meghan Markle's past, and that's something that people would be interested in, and that's the story that she doesn't want to tell. she wants to tell the story about the present Meghan Markle that met Harry, that is this amazing Duchess. Yo, but yeah, anyways, yeah, the hermit, wisdom, and so isolation. So with the hermit card, she's not in a good place. You know why? Because the hermit card can mean two things. The hermit card is someone that is trying to isolate themselves from the world, or these big names like your Netflix, your whatever, they're trying to distance themselves from her. Everyone is trying to distance themselves from her because there's this understanding, there's this wisdom that this is someone that has nothing to give, and she's trying to reinvent herself. And part of reinventing herself is using specific people that are big in the industry so that they can tell her story. She's trying to erase a part of herself, and that part that she's trying to erase is what people really want to know. Who is this woman? Who was she before she, met Harry? Before she was even on Suits, who is she? How did she grow up? How did it get to a part where she had a falling out with her siblings, her father? How did that happen? She has to tell that story. And we've also seen that in the interview that she did with Oprah Winfrey, she didn't want to touch on that. That was never talked about. The only thing that she wants to sell is this story of a victim, of a woman of color, of a victim. And Meghan is not a woman of color. Meghan is not black. She'll never be black. And in order for her to say, oh, yeah, I'm a woman of color, she has to tell a coherent story that this is where I come from, this is who I am, this is how I got to this point, and these are the people that can verify the story that I have. But no, her main focus was the story about how the royal family mistreated her. But you guys have to realize that if Netflix is paying her a lot of money for her to create like episodes and episodes, she can't keep on telling the same story. The story has to start it has to have a beginning, the middle, and an ending. And she doesn't have the beginning of her story and the middle. Half of it is missing. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, like it's a thing where a lot of big names, big companies in Hollywood are realizing that it's that self-realization that this is someone that has nothing to give. And I've been saying in my previous readings that she is not a creative person. What is she going to fill this room with? Because Meghan is not creative. She got her big break in her 40s. Yeah, we don't even know how old she is, you see, things like that. Expectations. So they had a lot of expectations when it comes to the content that she was supposed to produce for Netflix, because remember when they left the royal family, when they decided to isolate themselves from the royal family, they were the talk of the town. Everyone wanted them to still sell their story to them. Every news outlet wanted to break the story first. There was a lot of expectations when it comes to her telling this amazing story of her being this amazing woman of color, whatever, but certain things don't add up about her story. And that's why Netflix had to cut her, because Netflix is experiencing a loss at the moment, and they don't want to put out a show out there that is not really going to bring in the money that they spent. I mean, the money that they were paying her was a lot of money. So yeah, and also this is a card of they waited for clarity for some time, because remember I spoke about how this is a realization card, them realizing something, them getting an epiphany. This was something that they were working on behind the scenes without her knowledge. They wanted clarity on a few things. She couldn't clarify them herself. They thought, okay, fine, let's go digging on our own. And they didn't tell her. This was an executive decision that was made, where they sat down and decided that, okay, if we are going to put this story forward, is it really going to generate the amount of money that we have, invested in this, and it was a no. So yeah. And also when this card comes out in the upright, it's a great opportunity, and it's coming out in reverse. So it tells us that they immediately realized that it was a better opportunity to partner up with her. The sun card. So yeah, they realized that basically partnering up with her would cost them in the end, because they have been waiting for clarity on a lot of things about her life in order to tell this story of her journey, how she went from this poor person that took herself to university. Nothing in her life makes sense. And if she's saying that she took herself to college, and her father is providing evidence that proves against that, do you see how stupid that looks? So Netflix was not in the mood for that, because already they're losing a lot of money. So and also with the sun card, let's clarify the sun card. Okay, Ace of Cups. Okay, so with the sun card, this is happiness, confidence, success. And with the sun, happiness, confidence, and success. But with the Ace of Cards, this is also a card that talks about pregnancy. But with the Ace of Cards coming out in reverse, is that someone here is not really as invested as they were previously. And I think this is Harry, because there's this feeling of he feels lost, this Ace of Cups energy. And also this Hermit card is I think this is also a card, I think he's a Cancer or something, that this might be his energy, where he's questioning a lot of things and some of the decisions that he has made, because he doesn't have the confidence that he had in the relationship. Previously, he had confidence in what they were trying to do, them building a home, whatever. But at the moment, he doesn't have that, because he's questioning a lot of things. He feels like an extra in he feels like an extra in her life. And also this card is this love that they were trying to build. It was mostly built on money and not love. So when this card comes out is that relationship where you are having financial issues, and I've been saying that these people are having financial issues. What we are seeing out there is not a true reflection of what's going on internally. And as you guys have seen with Netflix dropping them off, should just tell you the amount of money that they are losing. So it's lack of progress, in a sense that they were overindulgent. She's overindulgent, and we've seen that overindulgence in during the time when she was still in the royal family, where she would spend excessively, even when she didn't need the stuff that she was spending on. She would spend excessively. And that was the same energy. She carried that same energy when they moved to the US, because she was confident that she was going to yield specific rewards with the shows that she had on your Spotify or Netflix, whatever. She thought that she would always have a great supply of money. But no, the only thing that's left here, the only thing that should be able to carry them for years to come is love. And from what I'm seeing here, the love is not there. You can see there's the Three of Swords. There's also errors. I see a lot of cheating, a lot of lying, withholding of information. So because they are losing money, the only thing that they have at the moment is this love that they claim to have. And that should be the thing that should be able to sustain them for years to come. But someone here is questioning a lot of things. Someone is looking for advice. Someone is looking back at the past, because he's missing the life that he had, because it was more, the money flow was more consistent than what is currently happening right now. When he was in the royal family, he didn't really have to work much for money. He just had to show up. Someone was managing, and he himself didn't know how to manage money. He marries someone that spends excessively. That is a recipe for disaster. So here Spirit is saying that yeah, they were both confident that they were going to make this money when they got to the US, and that is the opposite. So the only thing that is left here, because they're not making money, is this love. So it should be able to sustain them, but the other cards are saying otherwise. Someone is doubting, someone is cheating. So yeah, I hope that was okay. Yeah, the Queen of Wands. This is someone that focuses. She's walking away from this relationship. Why? Because she wants to focus on self. This is a very selfish person. The Queen of Wands is a very, very selfish energy where she still believes that she can still use her looks to get what she wants. But reality is proving otherwise. How old is she? We don't even know how old is she, but I'm assuming that she's in her 40s. So this is a card of walking away. Remember this love that I was talking about, that, hey, remember they claimed that they loved each other so much that they left the royal family. Someone is walking away from this love, and they're going to embody this confident, and also it's a card of confidence. So I'm getting that this sun energy, she's confident that she'll be fine. She doesn't really need him anymore, and she's going to focus on herself. She can walk away anytime, and she's going to focus on herself. She's still convinced in her mind that she can bring in another energy that will get her to this pen. You see, we're doing a reading where it involves money and pentacles, and I haven't seen even one pentacle. It's all emotions, all passion, and also the Wands card is creativity, which fits well with this whole Netflix thing. So this is someone that she doesn't care anymore. She is convinced that she's a woman. I've done this before. I've had my losses with your Trevor and whatever, because she married Trevor for some time. When she didn't get what she wanted, she moved on. So this is basically a cycle repeating itself. I won't be surprised if, like, the Wheel of Circle, the Wheel of Fortune and the World comes out. I won't be surprised. And it's funny that we are doing a reading on pentacles and materialism, but we don't see any pentacles here because they won't be making money from this. So yeah, she loves money, and she's going to do anything to gain her money, power, and status. And she's a very greedy person, and a greedy person spends excessively. So this is a combination between someone who does not know how to manage his money. Harry, from all his life, he had someone managing his money. He had someone making money for him. Fine, he leaves his family, he leaves that comfort, he marries someone that spends excessively. That is very greedy. That is a recipe for disaster. So yeah, so let's pull okay, so what this card, as you can see, this is the Six of Pentacles. This is someone that is giving to situations. This is someone that is giving to two people. This person has all these pentacles saved up, but he's breadcrumbing these two women that are here. So she thinks that whatever it is that is left in this relationship is breadcrumbing, and she believes that if she goes out, she'll find this balance that she's looking for, this pentacles. If she gets a wealthy man, she'll get what she wants, because at the moment how she feels about this relationship is that it's not really bringing in the money that she's looking for. It's not, giving her what she needs. And this card also talks about investment. She wants to find someone that has good investment, because at the moment she feels like she's not getting enough from this marriage, whatever arrangement they have going on. I don't think it's even a marriage anymore. And also the Ten of Swords, this is someone that feels defeated. Someone is basically at breaking point. The Ten of Swords is like the dark night of her soul, where you basically lose everything and you start to question the decisions that you've made. And after this energy, that's when someone becomes a hermit, where you isolate yourself from everyone and you try to rediscover yourself and why you made the choices that you made and how they affected you. He's basically realizing that Harry, nothing positive came out of this relationship. He went into this thinking that it would offer him it would make sense of certain things that he went through as a child. Him growing up without a mom, because she convinced him that she could be the mom energetically. She convinced him that she could be his mom, and she followed this light blindly without realizing that Meghan basically has nothing to offer him, and his mom is gone and she's not coming back. And it is now that it's hitting him that Diana is not coming back, and he needs to grow out of that. He needs to accept, just like how his brother has accepted what has happened. But he didn't accept, and that's a theme that I've been trying to explore since I started this channel, where I've been saying that this entanglement that they have going on is a very toxic one, where energetically he's looking for his mom, and Meghan is giving him the energy that, oh, I can be your mom. And with this Queen of Wands energy, this is a very selfish person that only cares about herself, and it's manipulation. And part of the manipulation was her manipulating him energetically, because remember, narcissists, when you start dating them, they want to listen to your sob stories so that they can convince you that, hey, I'm with you in this, I got you. While they're listening to your story, it's strategy. They're using those things that are sensitive and dear to you as a weapon against you. And this is what has happened here. She thought she could manipulate him and get the money. Basically, she was going to use him as an investment, but things are not going well. Netflix doesn't want to work with them. A lot of companies in Hollywood don't want to be involved with them because it's a risk. Nothing about Meghan's story makes sense. Yeah, with Harry's story, we all know what's up with Harry. We all know Harry was born from this marriage that didn't work out. He's a prince. His grandmother is the queen. This is how he grew up. He was a troublesome person and he never hid that. And here's this person that is trying to paint this perfect image where she's trying to erase her past and reinvent herself. And that doesn't work, because when you tell a story, it has to have an end, a beginning, and a middle, and an end. And her story is missing some pieces, and it's not a good story to say. So yeah, this is exhaustion, rock bottom. He's realizing that this relationship is basically at a dead end, and he's tired of doing stuff to basically please her. He's tired, and I think he's building up the strength, and he's going back to the old Harry, the old immature, childish Harry, because he has nothing to lose anymore. He has lost so much anymore, and there's really nothing that he can do to make himself happy. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles. She thought that, yeah, these money cards are not looking good. She thought that this was a great opportunity for her to make money. And with the Four of Pentacles, this is losing money. She thought that with the Ace of the Page of Pentacles, it was the beginning of her life, basically. And she was reinventing herself, and she was going to make money in the process. By what? Throwing other people under the bus, the royal family, Kate, whoever. But no, what Netflix was looking for, Netflix was not looking at playing the blame game. They wanted to tell her story. This is Meghan, this is her family, this is how she grew up. But remember, Meghan doesn't have a family. She claims that she never had a family, but you have her father and his sister and all these other people that are claiming that, damn, and we've known this person for some time. So it doesn't really make sense. So with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, this is someone that is having issues with her possessions, and we know that why, because Netflix has dropped her. This is a relationship where both of them are financially insecure, because they can see that how are we going to make money? We are facing a lot of financial losses. How are we going to make this money? And this is someone that has poor work ethic. I'm saying that because the Page of Pentacles is a student learning energy, where you're starting a new job. You're basically building that professionalism. And this talks about the world of investment, money, work. And a page So Spirit is saying that although she's old and she claims that she had to do everything and she's independent, this is someone that lacks professionalism. She doesn't know how to manage her money, and because of that, she has made a few large purchases, and because of that, she's facing a financial loss. Both of them are insecure, but I don't think he's more worried because he knows that he can always go back to his family and he'll be fine. I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you for being patient and thank you for tuning in. I am still going to do the live. I'm thinking that I could do it on Friday. I just don't know at what time because you guys are at different like countries and stuff. So maybe if we can like decide on a time that we can all be here, and I'll do the live. I've never done a live before, so that's a little bit intimidating, but I am still going to do that because I think that's a way that I can sort of give back to you guys. And I think I am in a better place. Actually, I am in a better place emotionally where I can do connect better and do readings for you guys. Thank you for watching and thank you for your continued support. I genuinely appreciate all of you, the support, the amazing comments, the patience. Yeah, this year has been a rocky one, especially last month, but we are here and God is with us. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.